How's it going, folks? It's Lobo, and welcome back to the channel. So the time on the screen is when you can flip to catch my reaction if you just want to dive right into that, because right now we're going to be having a little discussion about the show as well as Captain America in general. But I just want to start off by saying, if you haven't seen my WandaVision reaction, that should be in the description. I just finished that series not too long ago, and I already miss it, man. I really did. I love that show, even though I would be a little bit confused on times, but now I completely understand it to its fullest. I've done research on it. And obviously your comments helped a lot, even though some of the episodes I pre-recorded, so by the time I was seeing some comments about a certain episode, I was 2 episodes ahead. But I couldn't help myself, dude. There's nothing like binge watching a series, but pretty soon after Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I'm bound to be caught up with Loki, so there's gonna have to come once a week, which is fine, but it just adds to the anticipation, and that I'm also on the level that you guys are in terms of, hey, spoilers, you know what I mean? I'd say week 3 or 4 of Loki, but episode 3 or 4. I'm just saying week. I'll probably be caught up. Definitely not by 2. I'd say not by 2, meaning episode 2, but that's okay. But anyway, here we are on Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Enough future talk. We're gonna have trippy enough time with that, with time travel and shit and Loki. But I'm ready for this. Just going in here, of course, I've seen reviews or comments or whatnot just from the general audience on their perception of the series, and most reviews are just kind of general feelings about the show is that it's not, I wouldn't say as good as WandaVision, but it wasn't as loved as WandaVision, which I can definitely understand because WandaVision was so creative and it was different too because there was a lot more heart in that show. Of course, with Wanda and Vision, it's a romantic comedy, but then you had her children and such. But this one is more, I wouldn't say mature, but it's definitely more, I'd say grounded or grittier in the sense. Again, I'm not saying it's dark like something like DC would put out, but this one is definitely more serious because, again, it's not magic and resurrected corpses. It's just Captain America, even though the original Captain America was experimented on and that's how he got his powers. It's still a lot easier to take in than witches and magic and universal jumping and shit like that. But just to start off, I made the mistake in WandaVision by not watching Age of Ultron before, because doing an MCU marathon is a lot, because once I watch one, I want to watch all of them, so I try not to do that, but I really should have watched Age of Ultron beforehand because I forgot a lot of things about Wanda in the process of watching the show, so I'm not repeating that same mistake. And I've watched every movie that has had an appearance of Chris Evans in it, just so I can get the best understanding of Captain America right now that I can. And of course, Sam Wilson is in all the ones that he's in. There's only 2 exceptions to those. I didn't see Thor: The Dark World again. I've seen every MCU movie. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, again. Thor: The Dark World, yes, Chris Evans had a brief cameo when Loki turned into him, so I'm not counting that. And then also in the first Ant-Man, you had him fight Sam, who's Falcon, and I don't really count that one either. So I've seen, just to generalize it, Captain America: The First Avenger, The Winter Soldier, Civil War. These are the 3 Captain America films. All the Avengers, which includes just the first one, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and of course Endgame. That was so fun to watch. Just binge watch the shit of those. That's what I've done the past couple days. That was magic. Even though it wasn't really in continuity because I was kind of jumping to only things Captain America appeared in. It was still nice to rewatch all of those. I watch them a couple times a year. But yeah, rewatching those, it made me just kind of realize how much I missed Marvel, because there was the drop off with the pandemic and stuff, and of course Endgame ended in 2019, so that was the culmination of everything. But it's nice that it's getting its groove back and introducing new things with magic in the multiverse and shit. But of course, these other characters need to find their place in it, and here we are with Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes, played by Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. So that's awesome. I love their duo in well, they didn't really have to do on Winter Soldier. Civil War, you know what I mean? They had a nice thing. When Spider-Man showed up, he bodied both of them. That was just funny. Oh, now I'm just getting all sort of nostalgic about Marvel, but I will say this, Captain America, it's going to be a little bit hard for me to accept a new Captain America. I'm sure I'll accept it, but of course it's still going to be awkward and weird. It's sort of anything with another character taking up the mantle of a previous main character. That transition is always a little bit hard for people, you know what I mean? Like, for instance, Spider-Man or Batman, I really just don't accept anyone else. I know that we have Terry McGinnis and Miles Morales. I'm like, that's cool and all, but there is no comparison to the original. So I'm not going to try to do that with this Falcon and the Winter Soldier series, because obviously I know the premise of this is Sam adopting the new role of Captain America. I don't know if he's Captain Falcon or just called Captain America, but it'll be interesting to see as this develops. But no, I would categorize the Captain America films as my favorite was actually the first one, the first Avenger. I don't think it's the best one, but it's my favorite just because it was the introduction. And I love a lot of the earlier MCU movies, but the Winter Soldier was definitely the coolest. That shit was awesome when Bucky was the Winter Soldier and he was all dark and cool and shit. Watching that in theaters too, I remember when he caught his shield and everyone was just like, yo, what's going on? And then Civil War was definitely the most emotional. This is going to be a little bit of an unpopular opinion, but why Captain America isn't my favorite is specifically because of Civil War. He redeemed himself in my eyes, of course. Like, I didn't hate him, but it really upset me how he tried to protect Bucky. Like, that sounds bad. I completely understand he's defending his friend. He had no idea what he was doing. He was under Hydra's control and stuff, but like seeing Tony react to his parents' death, and this is the guy that literally did it. Like, I felt his pain, and it was just such an emotional movie. That was beautiful. If you didn't know, the Winter Soldier, Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame, those were all done by the Russo brothers. Excuse me. I said plural. But they're just magical. When they work on a Marvel project, it is just beautiful, okay? So I'm excited for this. Now we're going to talk a little bit more about the characters. I can't lie, because obviously I'm watching this later. I have seen a few spoilers, but nothing so, I wouldn't say, like, bold. Oh, let my voice crack right there. I wouldn't say it's bold, but there are a few that I have seen. For instance, I know about for a time there's the new Captain America. I don't know his name. That poor actor, again, like I said, from a perspective of someone who doesn't like when a new character takes up the mantle of a fallen hero, I completely understand people who are just angry at that idea or just, you know what I mean, defensive over it. But I also read this guy got a number of death threats and threats towards his family. Like, that's over the line. I really wish people hadn't done that. Again, it's hard because I understand where they're coming from as someone who doesn't like when another hero gets replaced, but there's a limit to things you can do. So I feel bad for the actor, but apparently he kind of understood that there would be this massive backlash. So I just feel bad for him, but apparently it's obviously not a long thing, because again, I know the point of this show is for Sam to adopt a new role, and of course at the end of Avengers Endgame, Steve literally gave him his shield. So obviously this was planned. And I think Bucky knew he would stay in the past, because he said something like, I'm going to miss you. And he kind of walked away when everyone was freaking out why Steve missed his jump back into the present day. I think it was because he knew. So I think between him, Bucky, and Steve, it was planned, hey, I'm just going to stay and I'll have Sam take up the role of Captain America, which is very cool to see. Another spoiler I've seen his final suit. Like, come on, it's everywhere. I can't help that. It's literally everywhere. I try my best to avoid spoilers, but it's just, like I said, it's literally everywhere. There's nothing I can do about it. And then the last one is, again, this is the last spoiler I've seen, is a meme. It's apparently how bad Bucky has been nerfed. I mean, he wasn't that good in Infinity War and Endgame, but he just got nerfed. Like Civil War, you could kind of see his downfall. He was awesome in Winter Soldier, but apparently he's got an even bigger nerf because they're doing the comparison, or the meme I saw was like when you fight a boss and then it's like them all powerful, and then it's like when you unlock the boss as a playable character, and it shows like Bucky smiling. So I'm guessing he got seriously nerfed, which is understandable, but it's a little sad to see because I thought he was awesome. But again, it's been a number of years since Winter Soldier. And then just now some questions about the series in general is, of course, it's a little bit weird. Like, I've seen people throw Captain America's shield, but obviously the force and impact he pushes behind it is because he had the super soldier serum. And I know Sam Wilson hasn't had that. I don't know if he's gonna get like a super soldier serum during this show. I don't think he will. Like, I know Bucky obviously has it, and he has the metal arm, which enhances that side of his body. But no, Bucky has super strength and speed. I don't think Sam is going to get it. Yeah, I don't know why I'm playing with a comb right now. Where did I even get this? I don't know. But it's just going to be a little bit awkward to see him throw the shield. Like, I don't want them to, like, kind of far-fetch it. I mean, he uses technology, so that might help, but the impact you need to make it go through, like, a concrete wall, I don't know about that. But we'll have to see, because obviously Sam can fly and shit. But it would be, I don't know. We'll see if he gets a serum or not. I don't think he will. But again, you don't really need the serum to be Captain America. It's all about leadership and one's character. And watching the movies that he was in, I kind of overlooked it, but I was just watching it. And so apparently Sam served in 2 tours. Like, he was ex-military. He was part of like I wouldn't call it the Falcon program, but he was the Falcon for the government or the military or whatever. And just from his character, when I watched him interact with Captain America, he was very disciplined. He was very much like a soldier, obeying orders, and he was very loyal. So he has a lot of those good characters for that type of position of leadership, because obviously you need to come from some background if you want to progress as a leader. But he has all the fundamentals of being loyal and trustworthy and stuff, and having, like high training and stuff. So I think he's honestly, if anyone was going to be Captain America, he's perfect choice. But again, it's still weird just to see Chris Evans gone. But he just had it. Honestly, it was a beautiful ending. I love that he stayed back with Peggy and shit. I can't help playing with this comb, so I'm going to throw it. No, but in Avengers Endgame, I loved his ending. Of course, it's always sad to see a character go, but I'm glad he had that ending for him. That was, I don't mean to kind of talk about it, but it was a very beautiful thing. How he got to stay back, because it's crazy. Him waking up, 70 years later, and just everyone he knew was either very, very old or dead and stuff. And then the whole thing with the dance and stuff, how he had a date and had the dance at the end. I'm sorry for ranting, but I'm like, dude, that was just an awesome ending for Chris Evans. I don't think he'll be back. I also read somewhere that Anthony Mackie, again, I think I got his name correctly. He says he envisions himself playing Captain America for 6 to 8 years. So I'm like, that's pretty good amount of time. But when you think about it, for the MCU, that shit kind of flies by. Because yes, they do put out like one movie, at least a movie a year, but in terms of a character reappearing, it's like kind of every other to like 2-year gap. So really, he's only going to be in like 2 or 3 movies, which is fine and all, but it's really not that much when you put it to perspective, when it's like, oh my god, 8 years. But that's okay. I'm also wondering, in his new role, once he's Captain America, like towards the end of the series, because I'm sure he's going to get it like towards the end. Like, is he going to lead the Avengers? I mean, obviously it would make the most sense, but it's just still from the standpoint of Cap always being in charge. I know they have literally the same name, or they're going to, but you saw them build it with Steve in the first Avengers movie, where other heroes had to accept him as this sort of authoritative figure and kind of the one who plans everything, which is not bad. I know a lot of people like to view leadership as, oh, you think you're better than me or something. No, it's just having a control of everyone and utilizing everyone's strength and stuff. It's someone seeing the whole board. Leaders can be very good for a lot of things, but I'm sure he will like be kind of meshed in with everyone in a good way, because you can't just throw him in there and be like, okay, you're the leader now. Because obviously we still have Hawkeye's alive, Black Widow's dead. I don't know if Hawkeye's coming back. His name is Jeremy Renner, I think. I don't remember his name, but I'm just saying from like the original Avengers cast, him, Thor. I can see that Thor, you know what I mean, being like, okay, I'll follow your orders, but it's just putting in retrospect, I think they're gonna have to kind of mesh him with all the other characters, you know, to kind of like earn that leadership role, because obviously if he's Captain America, he's earned it in Steve's eyes, but now he has to do it to everyone. So I'm excited to see that. I've been talking long enough, and I'm excited to get started. Is there anything else I need to say? I don't think so. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, so I think the reoccurring characters are going to be in this. Obviously, Bucky and Sam. I think Sharon Carter is in this. That's Peggy's niece. And Steve's niece, even though he kissed her in the future of his past future. I don't know. I don't know how to time travel word that, but yeah, that was awkward. And I think Zemo is also in this, because I heard a thing of like release the Zemo cut or something like that, and I tried to avoid it, but I heard a thing about the Zemo cut, so I'm like, oh, is Zemo back in this? So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. I'm excited to get started, and we're just gonna get right into this. Yeah, no, while I get this loaded up, I just want to say, like, I didn't mean to word it that I dislike Captain America. That's not what I meant. When I was talking about Civil War, I really like Captain America. He's probably my fourth or third favorite MCU character in general. But in the situation of Tony's, like, again, I said it was just such a crazy emotional scene that I felt Tony's pain, and I was kind of mad at Cap at that time, but it didn't last long. I've loved Steve Rogers in literally everything, so I don't mean it to be like, oh my god, I really dislike Captain America, when that's not the case at all. I love his character, and his movies are some of the best, and one of my favorites is literally his first movie, The First Avenger. So yeah, please, Captain America fans, don't hate me, because I'm in the same boat with you. How many episodes are there? There's only 6 episodes? Really? WandaVision had 9. Huh. Oh, but they're almost an hour each. Okay. That's better then. I just watched Avengers Endgame like 2 days ago, so it's already in the feels, bro, because Steve's gone.
Like it's someone else's. It isn't.
That was crazy how they aged him. They did the same thing with Peggy in The Winter Soldier, I think. Because she died in Civil War. But with makeup and obviously editing, they were able to age her. And I think it was The Winter Soldier. So they did a great job at that.
The ground. And Sam, this has to be subtle.
Subtle. Got it.
That must be fun. So he's working back with the military. Or he's back working with the military. What did I say? I don't know. Can't hear my own voice. That was not very subtle. Hey, it's oh my god, what is it? It's like the pirate dude from Winter Soldier, like at the very start of the movie. But he was like the leader with the hostages on the ship. Oh, damn. Oh, shit! Well, this ain't Batman, folks. Just lobbing bodies out the door of a plane. Yeah, I did expect this to have a lot more action than WandaVision. I didn't know Sam was this good of a hand-to-hand fighter. I mean, I've only ever seen him like do like drop kicks with his wingsuit. But this is the first time I see him like on the ground fighting. He's really damn good at it. By the way, did his wingsuit design change? I think it looks a little different than how I remember it from like 2 days ago. Obviously this isn't real, but these are some sick shots, man. Really nice budget on this.
Red Wing, get him off our ass!
Kind of like a spider bot. I mean, that's the thing that grabbed Peter in Civil War. After he clowned him! It's besides the fact. Damn, dude, Sam's brutal! God damn, dude. Again, it's Marvel. I don't have a problem with them, like, killing their enemies. That sounds dark, but... Jeez, bro. There's been a lot of deaths already! Nice. I had a feeling he did that. Somebody's happy. Where'd all his friends go, dude? He was just with people. Now he's by himself jumping on a truck.
Some people, they think that he's in the secret base on the moon, looking down over us.
What the hell?
Those people, you don't have to take.
Does the general populace not know Steve is old now? I mean, that'd be a little hard to explain.
And he mastered posing stoically.
Oh, it's
He's
Rhodey!
been forever changed. And he's gone. So today we honor Steve's legacy, but also we look to the future.
I mean, he's already got the great speeches down.
This belongs to you.
Wait, is he not accepting it? Interesting. So he gave it up to, like, put it on display. So he originally didn't want it. It's kind of like Steve with Mjolnir. I mean, it's a little bit different, but it's kind of the same premise.
Part. The world's broken.
They got the newspaper picture from the first movie. I love all the little Easter eggs to, again, like the first couple movies. Really the first one, because this is a museum. I didn't expect Rhodey to be in here. That's a very pleasant surprise. Again, like, I understand Sam, dude. That's like a huge mantle to take up. He's definitely cut out for it, but still, like a... Beforehand, I understand it. It's hard and it's a lot of pressure. Oh, Jesus, that scared the hell out of me. Damn it, Bucky. Yo, or is this a flashback? Yeah, no, he definitely looks Winter Soldier here. Oh, yeah, this is just most definitely a flashback. Yo, they got the theme too. Holy shit. Oh, don't tell me it's gonna be a no witnesses type thing. Oh no. Dude, he killed so many people. Tony's parents included. Jesus, dude. He's reliving his, well, dreaming about his memories.
Promise.
And what about rule number 3?
I completed rule number 3.
I am no longer the Winter Soldier,
I am James Bucky Barnes, and
and you're part of my efforts to make amends.
It's so weird.
Did it all right, but
calm in Wakanda. And other than that, I just went from one fight to another.
He was the White Wolf in Wakanda. He was like a farmer or something. That was some really good dialogue. But it's true, though. That must be hard to have dreams/nightmares of a life that you technically lived, and you just constantly dream about killing people and seeing what your body did.
He would like to take you out on a date. Maybe it's a single or a night of pinnacle.
You want to come back here? I should be done around 10.
Dude, his friend is a savage wingman. Holy shit. Yeah, Bucky used to be a player back in the day.
Time, but I will never know what really happened to him.
Did he kill his son?
When you gonna let me borrow the wings, man?
It's a beautiful countryside. Never been to Louisiana. I want to, though. I mean, I pretty much want to go to everywhere, but still. Louisiana's big on fishing for... Is it called crayfish? I'm totally not going off Red Dead Redemption 2 for my facts, but I think it is.
If that's not the most adorably old-fashioned thing anyone's ever done.
It totally is. I mean, he's got a lot of class. That's cute that he's trying to do something, even though he was a ex-assassin.
What's up with your gloves?
I have poor circulation.
Does she not know who he is? I mean, it would make sense for him to hide his identity, but I'm pretty sure like everybody knows. Because her saying, why the gloves? Like, does she not know he has a metal arm? And does she not understand the joke about being 106? Am I overthinking this?
Wow, you really could drink.
Well, his metabolism is too high. I don't think he can get drunk, just like Steve.
It really messed him up. You know,
Oh, damn, dude. He really did kill his son.
the worst thing that could happen.
Excuse me.
You good?
Damn. He feels so guilty. I feel bad for him. It's not his fault, but still, it's like he has the memories. I think he's just gonna come clean here then. The guy at the door. Oh my god, dude, that's what the flashback was. Jesus Christ, man. Well, that makes sense. How did I not put 2 and 2 together? That was a nightmare he had. Is he going undercover? I mean, obviously. So this is a group that wants to return to when everyone was vanished. Super Soldier? He just fell like 40 feet, man. What the hell? Oh, that answers that question. Yep, he's definitely got the serum in him. Who the hell is us? That was such a bad idea. Oh, that was such a bad idea. Oh my god, bro. Yo, this show's violent, man. This is definitely more serious than WandaVision.
I knew it, Falcon.
Yes,
man.
I didn't want to say anything.
It's banked with us for generations, but we cannot approve you. I'm truly sorry.
Oh, I hate banks, bro. So, from my understanding, they both have like a share of the will, what was left of their parents. And he's pretty keen on keeping the stuff in the business, like keeping their boat afloat, so to speak, as well as keeping the house. So I think he's trying to save the business, which would be awesome. I hope he does it. It's always nice to like keep your family's legacy, but there are times to abandon it, but still.
Wait, you don't think you could be a...
Look, I'll circle back to you.
We need a real person who embodies America's greatest values.
Are they gonna bring out the new Cap because of this?
Join me in welcoming your new Captain America.
Oh my god, dude. That is just so weird. And he winks. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus, bro. Alright, we'll talk about this. And I'm looking really quickly. Nope. See, I missed a lot of the end credit scenes for WandaVision, and y'all let me know that, which is fine, but in my defense, literally, I checked every episode 1 through 6, and there was nothing, and then I gave up. And then when I gave up, they started putting end credit scenes, but I don't see any here. So that's what I'm going to go off of, but yeah, we're going to talk about this one. Alright, so obviously, if you saw my discussion before we started watching, you know that I already knew about this character who is like the new Captain America. I don't know his name in the show though, or in real life. I think it's let me look that up. I heard the name John Walker somewhere. I don't know if that's the actor's name or the character's name, so let me try to put this in Google and hopefully it's not a spoiler. Okay, that didn't work. Oh no, no, I guess it is the character's name. Okay. So that's that. Again, I'm not looking up anything else, but that is the character's name. I was wondering about that. Now I kind of understand what the big deal is, because obviously we had Steve pass it down to Sam, so it's like rightfully Sam's, and then he said it, he reiterated that he feels like it belongs to someone else because it was originally Steve's. And so he kind of donated it to that museum, or I don't know if it was the same museum that had all the Captain America shit, but he gave it to some officials, their government or whatever, and they put it in that display case. And just because of this threat, they took it out and stuff. I wouldn't say it's illegal, but it's definitely like kind of disrespectful, the way the authorities are handling that situation and stuff. But then again, Sam kind of forfeited it, so I don't know what he expected. But again, it is kind of sad to see them take advantage. I wouldn't say take advantage of the shield, but kind of, you know what I mean? You know what I'm going for. But so this guy's the new Captain America. Is he a super soldier? That's been my question with everything. Is Sam a super soldier? I didn't see him display any superhuman ability, so I'm safely saying no. I mean, I already knew he wasn't, but again, I was just kind of asking the question if he will become a super soldier. That guy in the mask with the handprint looks like the Dark Brotherhood from Skyrim. He is very clearly a super soldier, because even the guy who got his ass kicked was like, is he a... And then Sam's like, yeah, we'll talk about that later. So, I don't know if he thought it was Bucky. I don't think he thought it was Bucky, but maybe he knows that there's more super soldiers, but who could be making this? Because Hydra should be pretty much disbanded at this point, but still, of course, you can have other organizations that are opposed to the common people or just S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever in general. And so the new Captain America is created to go against him. I wanted to say that it's like wrong that they're making such a big deal about it with the press and that he's coming out and waving hands, but Captain America is supposed to inspire people. It's supposed to give people hope in a sense, and that's what Steve did. Remember Steve, in the first movie, he had his little segments where he would do the play and they would all dance and shit, and he would fake punch Hitler like 100 times in all his plays that he traveled across the country. And of course the soldiers were kind of like thought he was a joke, but he earned their respect by saving them and saving Bucky and like 300 other soldiers or 400 other. But Captain America did start off as a symbol and such. So it does make sense that he's out waving to people because, again, it's supposed to inspire. It's supposed to give people hope. But on the note of that, or on the topic of that, Sam did give a really great speech about Cap. And one of the qualities or qualifications of being Captain America is giving badass speeches. That's like rule number at least 2 or 3. You know what I mean? Every pep talk, Steve was like, damn. There was even a joke, I think it was in Endgame, where you had like Ant-Man and Rocket saying like, did he write that down? Or he's good at that. Or something like that. I think actually Sam said, did you write that down? To like a speech he did in the past. But, well, I'm liking the series a lot, especially Bucky's story. I'm really intrigued by Bucky's character because you're dealing with, on that side, he has these memories. They're coming to him in dreams. Like, again, that would be scary if you put that, like, I don't know, hypothetically or theoretically or whatever, the sense that you dream about your past when you were under someone else's influence and you just see yourself, like, kill people. And again, he killed that guy's innocent son. Like, that's dark and that's very sad because he, again, you could tell how fearful he was, saying, you know, I didn't see anything. He still shot him. That was crazy. When we met the character, when he was like having lunch with him, I had a feeling he killed his son, but it just didn't dawn on me that the flashback was his son. But I like that. Well, I don't like that, but I like that they connected it with, like, you saw his picture in his room when he went to see him, and he couldn't tell him the truth. He just paid for his lunch, gave him the money, but I can tell he definitely wanted to tell him the truth, but seeing the picture, it's a hard thing to do. And I feel bad for Bucky, because technically it's not his fault. Like, you see, he got an official pardon by the government, because, again, his actions were not his own. Again, I know it's his body doing it, but it wasn't him. Again, I'm being a little bit hypocritical, because I said earlier with the discussion that I felt Tony's pain, and I was kind of mad that Captain America defended his friend, even though I understand both points. That's why Civil War was such a great thing, especially with, like, the Sokovia Accords, because each side presented a very valid point, and it's just hard because you're torn about, you know, the right and wrong of things. But Bucky is, again, he's innocent in all this. Well, like, Bucky Barnes is innocent, the Winter Soldier. You can just think of as another entity. And, again, it wasn't him. He was under Hydra's control. But it's still sad and unfortunate that he does feel so guilty for it. Because it's definitely a scary thing. But I'm sure he'll come to terms with it, because obviously we see he's having therapy. And he's ignoring people. He's ignoring Sam. But I'm sure they'll work it out. I mean, obviously. This show is called Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I heard also they were originally going to make it Falcon and the White Wolf, because the Winter Soldier, you know, is the ghost in the closet, or however you want to put it. And now he's, as Black Panther said, the White Wolf. I'm still sad about Chadwick Boseman. But, yeah, so following Civil War, my understanding is Bucky had to hide. Everyone hid. Steve Rogers hid. Natasha, Vision and Wanda, obviously. Pretty much everyone on the side of Cap during those events. Obviously, we had Ant-Man and Hawkeye were under house arrest. You saw in the premise of Ant-Man 2. But Bucky went with T'Challa at Wakanda, and we saw him without the arm. In Avengers Infinity War, he gave him like that vibranium arm, which was very nice. But he called him the White Wolf, and we saw Bucky was like farming and shit. But he said during this show, or excuse me, this episode too, that it was a nice retreat. So I guess he obviously is remembering it. But it's very nice to be in nature and connect with like the spiritual side of things. When you're stressed and stuff, it can be very nice to do something like simple, live in the simplicity of life, and that's pretty much just flat out in nature. There's a lot of beautiful things to be out there, and you can find inner peace with yourself and your mind. So that was probably very good for him, but then shit went to hell with Thanos, and he disappeared, and then he came back. got the pardon, and now he's trying to fit in with society. That's kind of like a soldier returning from war. It's a very hard thing to do. Just thinking more on it. I don't know. I was trying to formulate a thought, but I couldn't really think of things. But just remembering, there were a few, I guess you could call them Easter eggs. There was the reference to Tony Stark. Obviously, there was the thing in the beginning with, you heard Cap's old voice. Well, it's hard saying Cap because now there's like 3 Captain Americas. Steve's older voice, his old voice from a flashback, but when he's old. The Avengers Endgame one, specifically. So that was a nice touch. And there was also the villain from the Winter Soldier at the very beginning. So yeah, there was some nice little callbacks to the MCU. There was something I was going to mention. Oh yeah, excuse me. This doesn't really have a lot to do with the show, but on the note of Captain America, I also heard that the series Loki will deal with the fact that Steve stayed in the past, because obviously that has to mess up one timeline or another. And a lot of people, pointed that out once Endgame was fresh and new, me included. And I was kind of like, how is this going to work? Because the Angel one pretty much said, if you do anything with time, it starts to do all these different branches of reality and shit. But I guess in Loki, they'll partly address that, so it's cool to see. But again, on the note of this, I'm looking forward to the next episode. Again, I don't want to binge watch this shit, so I'm going to wait till it's uploaded before I watch the next one, just so in case I miss anything or I'm confused on something, hopefully a comment down below could help. Again, it's really the end credits. I always miss the end credits. I'm going to try to do it better this series, if there are, in fact, some end credits. But again, I'm enjoying this show. I like I wouldn't really say duality, but it's nice that they have their own story. You see Sam struggling with the manslaughter of Captain America. Now we have this new plot point with the new Captain America. But excluding that, throughout the show, it's him, again, not feeling really worthy and that it belongs to someone else. And then he also has a thing with his family business and trying to get a bank loan and stuff. It's very human things, you know what I mean? It's very, again, human things. Like, it sounds so simple. Like, you have a superhero, you have an adventure, and he's dealing with bank loans. Like, that's crazy when you put it into perspective. But it's nice to see that it's a little bit more grounded than WandaVision. And then you flip on the side, again, I was saying like the dual aspect, or another perspective is Bucky dealing with, I guess you could call it PTSD, because it's the flashbacks, the reoccurring memories and stuff, and dealing with his own past. So it's a nice dynamic, and it's going to be awesome when the two of them become like friends, because they weren't really friends in Civil War. They were more just allies at the time. But I hope to see their friendship grow. It's going to be a very interesting dynamic, and I am looking forward to seeing more of Sam as well, because I'm starting to like his character more. I never disliked his character, but compared to like the major heroes, again, he just didn't have that much screen time, so it's nice to see him in a new light and just have more of his backstory and know more about him. That he had his family business, he went to the military, I think it was the Air Force. He's working with the Air Force now, at least, and he disappeared for 5 years, then came back, and his sister and her children stayed without him and stuff, so it's cool to see them address family in the blip and sort of this other greater stuff of the MCU in a more kind of familiar setting of, again, family struggling with bank stuff, things like that. So it's a really refreshing take on things. And I am excited for more, but like I said, I'm going to wait until I have this episode out before I start reacting to another one. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. If you have something to say that is non-spoilery, in the sense like it's not revealing something about future episodes, but it's like something that could help me out or whatever. I mean, you guys have done an excellent job at it. I'm not complaining at all, but I'm just saying I just don't want any like spoilers that are gonna wreck like plot points of future episodes. But you guys have done a really great job at helping me out. But anyway, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and until then, I'll catch you folks in the next video.